Alright, so you should be turned to this page where it says M&M Lab at the top. Okay, I think it's page 5? Yeah, page 5. Today should be easier than yesterday, so we shall see. Okay, what you're going to do first is you're going to count the number of each color of M&Ms and record your answers in your frequency table. That means frequency tables use tally marks. Okay, we are not in kindergarten, we're in the 7th grade. How do we do tally marks? Straight lines, but what? There's something special that happens.
When you get to the line, you go across.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do not let me see just a bunch of You're going to get points taken off if you don't have any slashes like you're supposed to. Okay?
Not 5 and then the slash.
Alright, this one right here, total number of M&Ms. Now you can just write the number. I'm not going to make you do 80 tally marks or however many M&Ms you have, okay? You can just write the number here. You're going to count it all up and write the total number here. Does everybody make sense to everybody? Okay. Once you do that, you might want to double count just to make sure you did it correctly. Okay? Then you can start eating your M&Ms while you finish the rest. Okay? So after this point, you can eat. Okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to take this information up here and you're going to put it into the sample 1 column. But you can write numbers. You don't have to do tally marks. Okay? So if I have 5 red, I'll put 5 red, 6 blue, 7 green, 3 orange, 2 brown, 10 yellow. Okay? That's all my information. And then I would add that together. Okay? 11, 10, 21, 22, 23, 33. Okay? Then what you're going to do is you're going to pop over, I need to move this little doohickey around. You're going to pop over to Google Classroom, and there's a spreadsheet that you're going to find. Come over here. They're both being slow. There's a spreadsheet, and you're going to find your name on your spreadsheet, and you're going to insert your data into the spreadsheet. So, let me see, come right here. So you can see. So you are just going to come in and put how many of each one you have by your name. And what we're going to do is we're going to gather the whole class's information, and it's going to add it up for us down here. So as people are putting their numbers in, it's going to start adding it up for us. Okay? This is the whole population of information. Okay? Because what we did, it took about 2 big bags of M&Ms to make your samples. Your whole bag is a sample. Okay? You're not digging out a small scoop. This is your scoop. Does that make sense? Yesterday, your bag represented the whole population. Today, your bag just represents a sample, and we're going to put all of our information here, and this is going to be our population. Okay? The class is the population at this point. Okay? So, then you're going to go and find 4 other samples. You can pull it from the spreadsheet if you want to, or if you want to ask your elbow partner, you can do that too. But you're going to put their information in here. Has everybody got that so far? Okay? Then to get this box, it says total number of M&Ms in all samples. You're going to add all the reds, put it here. All the blues, put it here. And so forth. Does that make sense so far? Okay? You are then, when you get down to all of this is filled in, you will add all of these up and get this number right here. Okay? This number right here, if you were to add all those up, you should get this number. Same thing as if you add all these numbers up, you should get the same answer here. Because what you're doing is just adding all these M&Ms. Okay? So that's a good way to check yourself to make sure you added correctly. When you add this, and then when you add this, do they give you the same answer here? Okay? Here we're going to take and we're going to create a percent. What percent of the red out of the total? So what you're going to do is you're going to take this number, it's going to go on top, and then the total number of M&Ms is what you get right here. Okay? You're going to put it as a fraction, change it to a percent. I scratched out where it says times 100 because people were getting confused about that. That's how the math happens. That's how you get it. When you hit that change to percent, it's multiplying it by 100. Okay? You can just hit the change percent button, and then you're going to also write the percent. When you add your percents up, it should be really close to 100%. Okay?
You're probably going to end up with a decimal also. So when you do you want them rounded to the whole number?
Yes, round all decimals to a whole number. Okay?
Remember, if it's less than 5, it stays the same. If it's 5 or more, bump it up.
Okay? These two questions right here, you should look back in your notes and write a good sentence explaining these two with words. You see right here it says explain. The word yes and the word no is not an explanation. It could be no, comma, because, da 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 da. Or it could be yes, comma, because, da 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 da. Does everybody understand that? Okay? You need to explain this question. Can your sample, your little baggie, help us predict how many M&Ms of one color are in a bigger bag? Can a sample help you predict a population? Why? It tells you in your notes if you don't know. This part right here, this is what your quiz is over tomorrow. If you can't do this, then you can't do the quiz. Okay? You are trying to decide, okay, I know I have this much in my samples, so how much would there be if there's 1,000 M&Ms? Okay? You're going to use the gray column right here to figure that out. Okay? How many reds out of the total? What strategy have we been using to predict that? Well, no, we're not asking for a percent. We're just asking for a number. The ratio box. And how have we been setting up a ratio box? The part over the whole. Part over whole. And then we've been letting these two things represent something. What has this one, the sample, and then population. How many reds out of the total amount of M&Ms from your sample data? How many reds out of, what are we looking at for our population? What number did they tell us our whole is going to be? 1,000 candies. Okay, our population, they're telling us right here, this is our population. If let's pretend the bags that we used had 1,000 pieces in there, okay, that would be the total amount. Out of the 1,000 pieces, how many of them are going to be red? How many of them are going to be blue? How many are going to be yellow, green, orange, brown? Okay? Does that make sense? Okay. Then on the back, you're going to make a dot plot, just like you've been doing on your notes. You're going to put a little dot for all the reds. If you want to use little markers or color pencils to make it pretty, you can. Okay? How many of each? You're going to just put it there. This number right here, you're going to get this information from the spreadsheet in Google Classroom. This is your data, your sample one. Compared to the total population, which is on the spreadsheet. Part to whole, change it to a percent. See how it says red to total, yellow to total, bless you, orange to total, yellow to total, or blue to total, my bad. Okay. And then you just answer this question right here. Does everybody follow? We will see who can do it. Okay? Alright. You can go ahead and get started. First thing you're going to do is count and tally your M&Ms. Then put it into the spreadsheet so that everybody can have that data, okay?